Hey there, friends of the YouTube, welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. Today I'm diving into Netflix's latest YA dystopian thriller, Uglies, directed by Nic Cage, starring the very talented Joey King, Chase Stokes, and the iconic Laverne Cox. So let's break this one down and see how it compares to some of its genre companions, talk about the performances, and of course, see if the message lands. So straight off the bat, if you're a fan of films like The Hunger Games or Divergent, you'll feel right at home with Uglies. This dystopian world follows a society where at 16, everyone gets a mandatory surgery to become pretty. Of course, this comes at a cost individually, free will, all of that good stuff. Joey King plays Tally Youngblood, a rebel with a cause questioning this creepy utopia. And bear in mind, this is another film that's adapted from a book, and if you like the book, I always say watch the film first, then read the book if you hadn't read the book just yet, because the book is so much better. Now, Nic Cage, you'll probably remember him from Charlie's Angels and The Babysitter, which I loved, or both of those films. He brings his fast-paced, hyper-stylized direction to this. If you're expecting subtlety, yeah, that's not what you're gonna get here. There's neon, there's flash, there's action, and sometimes it feels like it's overshadowing the story. A lot of times. Ugly teeters on the edge where you're thinking, do we need this much CGI flair, or should we focus more on the deeper dystopian themes? And speaking of themes, Uglies wants to say a lot about beauty, standards, society's obsession with perfection, and the cost of conformity, but while the message is there, and I appreciate that, it doesn't always hit as hard as it could. There's a lot of work in Scott Westerfield's source material, but the film skims over some of the richer layers in favor of keeping things moving at breakneck speed. Now let's talk about Joey King. She's been great in so many films, from The Kissing Booth to The Act. Here she brings her unusual energy and commitment, but at times it feels like the script doesn't give her enough to work with, which is what I feared going into this film. Tally is this deeply conflicted character in the book, torn between wanting to belong and realizing there's something much darker at play. In the film, we get glimpses of that, but the emotional depth feels a bit rushed. Chase Stokes as David is solid, though not entirely memorable. His character serves as the love interest and revolutionary, but again, the writing feels like it's playing by the numbers rather than giving us something unique. Laverne Cox, though, she brings some serious gravitas to her role as Dr. Cable. She's always a joy to watch, and here she nails that menacing, polished antagonist vibe. The problem with these adaptations is they're always going to feel light, because a film runs probably at about 2 hours thereabouts, and then they have to kind of drop everything else out that came in the book. So if you read the book, you're going to feel disappointed. However, if you've not read the book, you might feel like this is another one in the Hunger Games Maze Runner world. So in comparison to similar films like The Hunger Games or The Maze Runner, Uglies feels like it's leaning heavily into style over substance. Those films had a more grounded approach with stronger world building and character development. Uglies has a fascinating premise, but often trades emotional depth for spectacle. It's like a flashy sports car, fun to look at, but once you pop the hood, you realize it's not as finely tuned as it should be, or could be. Overall, Uglies is entertaining, no doubt. It's fast-paced, visually vibrant, a ride with a solid cast. It doesn't quite reach heights of other YA adaptations that have come before it. If you're looking for a fun dystopian escape with some thought-provoking ideas, even if they're not fully fleshed out yet, you could give it a watch. If this is your sort of cup of tea, you'll enjoy it just for that. Just don't expect it to change the game. So that's my take on Uglies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did it live up to your expectations? And as always, remember, I haven't given my score yet. I'm going to give it 3 Nicolas Cages out of 5. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm find me more. But as always, remember, live long and Tuesday.